Hi, I'm Jovitash. I'm Shari.
I'm Naranjan.
And this is The Show with Aero! In this episode of The Show with Aero, we'll elevate our knowledge on lift. No pun intended. One of the most debated topics in aeronautics is what actually causes lift. As you might know, lift is one of the four forces of flight. It counters gravity and it works in parallel with drag and thrust. Lift is responsible for so many things that we consider to be part of aeronautics. So knowing what it can do, let's dig into what it actually is.
So there are actually many theories on what causes lift. For the sake of simplicity, we'll break them down into two subjects, the Bernoulli principle and the Coanda effect.
Before we dive into these theories, let's take a look at airfoils. Essentially, airfoils are cross-sections of an aircraft's wings. There are two types. First, a camber airfoil is concave to the same direction on both sides. Meanwhile, the symmetric airfoil is completely symmetric, as you can see here. Now we're ready to discuss the first theory.
Yo guys, what's poppin' aeronauticals? My name is Drew and I own History Club. So anyway, there's this guy named Daniel Bernoulli. Basically, his daddy was a calco genius, so he's essential to the early development of calculus. Bernoulli also coined the term integral. For any of you calculus takers out there, don't hate on him. It was his uncle who's the one to blame for your suffering. So Daniel Bernoulli wasn't as bad. He simply combined calculus with terrifying physics equations to create even more complex theorems.
So the Bernoulli principle, in essence, defines that an airfoil creates two pressure zones. He says that air that flows above the airfoil is much more faster, creating a low pressure zone above and a high pressure zone under the airfoil. This is a very popular theory in the world of aeronautics.
An alternative theory is the Coanda effect. This principle relies on a layer of air that flows along the surface of the aerofoil. More technically, it states that fluid, in this case air, will follow the concavity of an object that's moving through it or an object it's moving around. Because of this, it'll follow the concavity of an airfoil at whatever angle of attack it's at, and thus it generates lift.
Both these theories are not complete by themselves. The Bernoulli principle does not explain why there is no pressure difference above a symmetric airfoil. As a side note, aircraft with symmetric airfoil can fly perfectly fine inverted. On the other hand, the Coanda effect does not explain the pressure difference above a camber airfoil. No theory is perfect. Every theory has a flaw. This is why no theory can perfectly summarize what causes lift. In aeronautics, we know the facts and we are constantly trying to identify the causes of these interesting phenomena.
If there's a particular theory you support, feel free to comment your ideas below. And until next time, this is
Aeronautics!